Yeah, guess what, true believers? Issue number 5 of Injustice versus the Masters Universe is out from DC Comics. This was written by Tim Seeley and it was illustrated by Freddie E. Williams II. Previously, He-Man and Superman were duking it out, and He-Man was surprisingly holding his own. But he lost all of his powers once Darkseid breached Castle Grayskull and took its powers. But it turns out that's not even the big scheme of everything that's taking place. Skeletor, who was working both Superman and Darkseid, had his own plan, which was to take the power of Shazam and to put into his own power sword, which he then uses to take on Darkseid, which Darkseid now has the power of Castle Grayskull within him. So Superman and He-Man momentarily team up to try to take them both on. But remember, this is not the heroic Superman that we all know and love. And you know that's gonna bite them in the ass later on down the line. So their team up battles switch gear, and we have Superman versus Darkseid, with Prince Adam joining in a bit, using the power sword to try to siphon out the abilities from Darkseid, and in the end they're able to defeat them, including Skeletor. But Superman, being as corrupt as he is, takes the power of Grayskull and He-Man's sword for himself. So now there's an even bigger problem where Superman has all of his own Kryptonian abilities, all the technology of Brainiac, and the powers of Grayskull. So this leaves off on a huge cliffhanger as to how any of these characters are going to take Superman down. There's been some spoiler images already shown for issue number 6, which I won't go into, but I have an idea about what could possibly happen. Like, for instance, the powers that Skeletor used. I'm sure that's going to somehow come in later. But damn, this comic book had some really shocking moments, one of which that I thought really stood out was the death of Skeletor. Superman ramming his hand right through his chest, similar to the way he did it to the Joker. That was something I wasn't expecting. But Skeletor is a being of magic, so this may not be the end of him. This isn't the first time that he's had his death take place. But it is still shocking to see something like that on panel. It was great to see Supergirl in this as well. And the defeat of Darkseid was just awesome, even though it was done by the Injustice version of Superman. Well, with Prince Adam's help, of course. I personally love this series, and I love how Tim Seeley has woven together these characters. And as I've stated in the previous comic book reviews, I also love Freddie E. Williams' artwork. There's only one more issue left in this, and I'm really curious as to how it's all going to be wrapped up into just one issue. The Injustice universe is not going to end, and we're going to continue on seeing Superman being the way he is, but there still has to be some closure to the story. And being a huge He-Man fan myself, I really don't want to see any major repercussions that's going to affect him in a negative way for future stories, but at the same time, I still want to see something really big happen. But that's my thoughts on this issue. What did you guys think? Did you read it? If you did, leave comments down below and let me know. With that, thank you guys for watching me in this video. If you haven't done it yet, check out my Patreon site, check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, and I'll see you guys later. Nice.
I'm in love with a hero.
On the final page of this issue, we get to see different mirrors go into different DC universes, and even though I know she'll never interfere in any way, I kind of like the idea that the Sorceress could be a narrator for all these alternate Elseworlds that are taking place in the DC universe. It just seems like she would really play that role well.